Imagine standing at the edge of a quiet pond on a calm morning. The water is like glass, perfectly still, reflecting the sky above. You pick up a small pebble, barely the size of your fingernail, and toss it gently into the center of the pond. What happens next is something we've all seen, yet it holds a profound truth about our lives. The moment that tiny stone touches the water, ripples begin to spread. They move outward in perfect circles, reaching every corner of the pond, touching every leaf floating on the surface, every fish swimming beneath, every reed growing along the shore. That single small action touches everything. This simple scene reveals one of the most powerful principles we can understand about our existence. Our lives work exactly like that pond. Each thought we think, each word we speak, each action we take is like dropping a pebble into water. The effects spread outward, touching everything and everyone around us in ways we can barely imagine. We are not separate from our world. We are one with it, connected to everything in it, influencing it and being influenced by it in every moment. The Lotus Sutra teaches us that the environment is the shadow of life itself. Think about what this means. Your shadow follows you wherever you go. It's not separate from you, even though it appears to be something different. In the same way, everything around you, your home, your relationships, your job, your neighborhood, even the weather you experience, is a reflection of your inner life. This isn't poetry or mysticism, it's a deep truth about how reality works. When you wake up feeling joyful and full of hope, have you noticed how differently your day unfolds? The coffee tastes better, people smile at you more, even problems that would normally frustrate you seem manageable. Conversely, when you wake up feeling defeated or angry, the whole world seems to mirror that darkness back to you. Traffic is worse. People are more irritating. Everything feels harder. This isn't coincidence. Your inner state is actively creating your experience of the outer world. Nichiren Daishonin wrote that the 10 directions are the dwelling place of the thus come one. This means that wherever you are, in whatever circumstances you find yourself, that place is sacred because it reflects your Buddha nature. You cannot separate yourself from your environment any more than you can separate the ripples from the pebble that created them. Understanding this changes everything about how we live. Consider how you treat your living space. When your mind is cluttered with worry and stress, look around your home. Chances are it's also cluttered and chaotic. When you clean your home with a clear mind and positive spirit, something shifts inside you too. This isn't just about tidiness. It's about recognizing that your outer world and inner world are one. The Lotus Sutra proclaims, "This threefold world is all my domain, and the living beings in it are all my children." When we truly grasp this, we see that improving our environment and improving ourselves are the same action. The ripples don't stop with physical spaces. They extend to every person we meet. Your mood affects your family. Your attitude influences your coworkers. Your energy touches strangers you pass on the street, even if you never speak a word. We're all swimming in the same pond, all affected by each other's ripples. A classical Buddhist text reminds us that a single mind gives rise to 10,000 dharmas. Your one mind, your consciousness right now, is creating the 10,000 things you experience. You are that powerful. But here's where it gets really interesting. Since we're one with our environment, changing our environment begins by changing ourselves. This is why spiritual practice matters so much in daily life. When you chant, when you practice, when you transform your inner life, you're not just helping yourself. You're sending out ripples that change everything around you. Nichiren Daishonin wrote, "A sword is useless in the hands of a coward." In the same way, a beneficial environment appears when we cultivate courage and wisdom within ourselves. Think about someone you know who radiates positivity. What happens when they walk into a room? The whole atmosphere changes. People smile more. Conversations become warmer. Problems seem less heavy. That person isn't doing anything magical. They're simply dropping positive pebbles into the pond of life with their presence. and everyone feels the ripples. You have this same power. Every single one of us does. The principle works just as powerfully in reverse, though, and this is where we must be careful. When we harbor anger, jealousy, or fear, those become the pebbles we're constantly dropping. We create ripples of negativity that come back to us multiplied. The Lotus Sutra states, "The thus come one perceives the true aspect of the threefold world exactly as it is." This means reality responds precisely to what we put into it. If we put in poison, we receive poison. If we put in medicine, we receive medicine. Consider your relationships for a moment. When you approach others with suspicion and guardedness, they naturally respond with distance and caution. When you approach them with openness and compassion, something in them softens too. You're not just affecting them, you're creating the very relationship you experience. The environment of that relationship is one with your state of life. Nichiren Daishonin taught, "It is the heart that is important." The heart we bring to any situation creates the reality we experience within it. This principle extends to our work lives as well. Someone who goes to work with resentment and negativity will find themselves in a workplace that feels oppressive and unfulfilling. Someone who goes to work with purpose and appreciation will find opportunities and satisfaction, even in difficult conditions. The job itself might not change, but the experience of it transforms completely. This is the oneness of self and environment at work. Even our health reflects this principle. Medical science is discovering what Buddhist teachings have said for centuries, that our mental and emotional states directly affect our physical bodies. Chronic stress creates real physical disease. Genuine happiness and peace create measurable improvements in health. The body is part of our environment, and it responds to the state of our minds and hearts. The Lotus Sutra describes how they will be secure and fearless, referring to those who understand the true nature of life. When we live with this security and fearlessness inside, our bodies reflect it on the outside. Some people wonder if this means we're to blame for everything bad that happens to us. This misses the point entirely. Understanding the oneness of self and environment isn't about blame or guilt. It's about power and possibility. Yes, our past actions have created ripples that affect our present circumstances. But right now, in this moment, we have the power to drop new pebbles, to create new ripples that will shape our future. Nichiren Daishonin wrote, "No matter what kind of hardships may occur, regard them as peace and comfort." This teaching shows us that even in difficult circumstances, we can transform them by transforming ourselves. The most beautiful aspect of this principle is that positive change spreads. When you transform your life through practice and determination, people notice. They see the light in your eyes. They feel the strength in your spirit. They witness the improvements in your circumstances. This inspires them to make changes in their own lives. Your ripples become their ripples, spreading further and further. One person's transformation can eventually touch thousands of lives. A story from ancient times tells of a village near a mountain where a demon was said to live. The villagers lived in constant fear. One day, a practitioner visited and began chanting. As the practitioner's life force grew stronger, the demon disappeared. The village prospered. The truth was that the demon existed only as a reflection of the villagers' collective fear and negativity. When one person changed the environment by changing themselves, everything shifted. This is why despair makes no sense when you understand this principle. No matter how terrible your circumstances might seem right now, they are a reflection of past causes. But from this moment forward, you can create new causes. Every time you practice, every time you choose courage over fear, every time you extend kindness instead of anger, you're dropping new pebbles that will create new ripples. Your future environment is being created right now by the state of your present life. The Lotus Sutra teaches that the heavenly devil and evil spirits take possession of others. This means that when our life state is weak, we become vulnerable to negativity, both from within and without. But it also means that when we strengthen our life force through practice, we naturally create an environment where such negativity cannot flourish. We don't have to fight every demon we encounter. We simply have to polish our inner mirror until it reflects such brilliant light that shadows cannot remain. Consider the seasons of nature. Spring doesn't arrive because winter decides to leave. Spring comes because the earth continues rotating, the sun continues shining, and natural forces continue their work. In the same way, positive changes in your life don't require your problems to somehow agree to disappear. They emerge naturally when you consistently maintain a higher life state. The environment has no choice but to reflect the change happening within you. Nichiren Daishonin promised, "Those who believe in the Lotus Sutra are as if in winter, but winter always turns to spring." This isn't wishful thinking. It's an absolute principle. When you align your inner life with the fundamental rhythm of the universe through sincere practice, your outer life must change. It's as certain as spring following winter. The ripples you create with faith and practice spread outward with unstoppable force, reshaping everything they touch. Understanding oneness of self and environment frees us from victim consciousness. We're not helpless people at the mercy of circumstances beyond our control. We're powerful beings whose inner transformation creates waves of change in the world around us. Yes, we can't control everything that happens, but we can always control the pebbles we choose to drop. We can always decide what kind of ripples we want to send out into the universe. Start noticing this principle in your daily life. Watch how your morning mood affects your entire day. Notice how your attitude toward a difficult person changes the interactions you have with them. Observe how taking care of your living space affects your mental state. See how your inner determination to overcome a problem somehow opens up paths in the external world. The more you observe this connection, the more consciously you can use it. This is the great secret hidden in plain sight. You are not separate from anything. The boundary between you and your world is an illusion. When you change yourself, you change everything. When you elevate your life state, you elevate everything around you. The pond and the pebble are one. The ripples and the water are one. You and your environment are one. Recognizing this truth, living by this truth, and practicing with this understanding transforms not just your own life, but the lives of everyone your ripples touch, spreading outward in circles that never end.